Hey guys, welcome to Together We Can Cook. I'm going to be making a pot of tomato sauce right now so that I can make eggplant parmesan in a little while, and I'm going to make some meatballs and spaghetti. So I'm going to start with the sauce so that it can simmer for a little while I work on everything else. So I'm going to start out by chopping up some onions to saute in the pot. I'm going to use onions that I've half cut up already. Always try to use what you have. So I had these from a sandwich from like 2 days ago, and there's nothing wrong with them. I don't want to waste them, and the sandwich is long done. So what I'm going to do is just run my knife through these onions again, just to get them cut up a little smaller. And I'm going to add them into the pot and put a little bit of olive oil. And then we're going to move over to the stove and get the sauce going. I'm going to move my camera over so that you guys can get a better look. So I'm just going to run my knife through these onions that I had cut up from the other day. I'm looking for a small dice here. It's harder to do it this way than if we were cutting a fresh onion, but I had so many onions left that I don't have the heart to let these go to waste, so I'm just going to throw them in my sauce for today. This was a combination of white onions and red onions. Normally I wouldn't put red onions in tomato sauce, but it's okay. It really doesn't matter that much. I'm trying to use what I have on hand, if it's possible. So just a little more, and then I'm going to stick these in the pot, and we're going to head on over to the stove. All right, we're over by the stove. I put the onions in the pot. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil. It's probably about a tablespoon worth. And I'm just going to give this a little stir. The heat is on medium. And we're going to let these onions cook for a few minutes, stirring them every once in a while until they start to get translucent and slightly turn brown. If you like your sauce slightly sweet, you could actually add a tiny bit of sugar and caramelize these onions, but we're going to wait to do that until they get cooking for a little bit. The onions are pretty much how I would like them. So what I'm going to do right now is put 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm also going to add a tablespoon of sugar. You can leave this step out if you don't want to caramelize your onions in your sauce. Now, if I was canning this tomato sauce, I wouldn't do this because the butter is a dairy product, and I'm not sure if that could be water bath canned, even though I pressure can most of my tomato sauce. And also, all these onions are vegetable, which it's not really acidic. Anything going in your tomato sauce that you're going to can has to have like a certain pH, and everything has to be pretty much following the Bold Blue Book recipes. Dried spices are okay, but if you do stuff like this, I wouldn't can tomato sauce like this. So if you're following my channel for canning recipes, this is just my regular sauce for a weekend dinner. This isn't getting canned. So I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit here. I'm just going to get these going a little bit. I'm actually going to run over to the table and get my garlic. I always do the garlic dead last because it burns really quick. So let me go and grab that. Okay, here is the garlic. It's probably like a teaspoon worth. I'm going to dump that in. Give it a little mix. This spoon doesn't even fit in here. Give it a little mix. I'm going to lower the heat for a second. And I'm going to go and get my cans and jars of tomato sauce that we're going to add on into this. Okay, here is almost 2 of those cans that I had on the table. It is, I don't know, I never know how to pronounce this, Muddy or Muty brand. Um, I want to say it's kind of higher end tomatoes than Hunt's. I used to use Hunt's tomatoes actually, but I think they were like really acidic. I felt like I was adding so much sugar to my tomato sauce to make it taste good. And this brand here, I'm going to grab one actually. This brand, I feel like it's just delicious just by itself. So crushed is what I'm adding here. I'm going to put 2 of these and then I'm going to move on to a different type of tomato product to put in. I have a lot of food that I'm making. I'm going to try to make meatballs and spaghetti and eggplant parmesan. So I'm going to need kind of a big batch of sauce. So let me go grab the rest of the tomato products and we're going to add that right on in here. All right, so I grabbed the rest of my tomato products. So this is what's left of those 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. And I'm going to put 2 of these in. It's called Passata. It comes in a glass jar. And again, I think this is like a higher end kind of brand. It's delicious just on its own, unlike some of the other tomato products that I've tried in all of my years. This, I think, is the winner. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring this to the sink, just put a tiny bit of water in it, shake it around, and dump whatever I can into the pot here. Hopefully this will be enough. I have so much food that I want to cook tonight. So I'm hoping, I actually have so many more cans because I'm planning on canning tomato sauce so that I have a big stockpile because my family goes through tomato sauce like you wouldn't believe. So if it's not enough, I can always make more, but I think we're going to start with this for right now. So let me just leave this going. I'm going to get whatever drops I can get out of these jars, and then we're going to start with putting all the seasonings in. Okay, so all the tomatoes are in the pot. I'm going to put some seasonings in. So right here I have 2 bay leaves. Let's put those in. And I have some ground black pepper. I'm going to sprinkle that all around. And I have some dried up basil. You could use fresh basil also if you'd like. And I love the taste of rosemary. It's kind of strong, so I'm not going to put that much. You could leave this out if you don't like the taste of it. But I like just a little bit. I'm going to give this a good mix. I'm going to go look for a lid for this pot if I can find one. And we're going to let it simmer for a little while. We'll find something else to do while this simmers. It's been a little while since the tomato sauce has been cooking. I can see by the line in the pot right here, it looks like it went down and reduced itself, maybe about ½ an inch. So I am going to add a little salt. I just tasted it and I feel like it needs some salt. And I'm actually going to put a little teaspoon of brown sugar. You could totally leave that out. I know it probably sounds weird, but I like it. So I'm going to give it a little mix. And then I'm going to try to put it on my plate and taste it again and see if it's ready. And if it's ready, I'm going to start boiling a pot of water so that we can have our spaghetti. The bay leaves can actually come out. I think I see one, if I can get it without burning myself. So here's one. You want to take those out because I have had people eat them. I don't know if they'll harm you or not, but I'd rather not have anybody eat one by accident. I don't know if I could find the other one. I know we put 2 in. All right, I'm going to keep looking. If I find the other one, I'll let you guys know. Oh, here it is. Okay. Here's the other one. I'm going to take it out, put it aside. I'm going to give my sauce another little taste. Okay, I tasted it. It's okay, but I feel like it needs something. I'm going to add some onion powder. I know we put onions, but onion powder to me tastes different. I'm going to put some garlic powder, even though I know we put minced garlic. I'm going to give it a little stir, get everything mixed around. I'm going to taste it again. I felt like something was just missing. Let's get everything mixed up. Okay, I tasted it again. I ended up adding 1 more tablespoon of sugar just because that's how I like it. You don't have to put any sugar. It's up to you guys. I'm just, I guess, used to having it taste like the SpaghettiOs of my childhood. So it's just how I like. I'm going to put the lid back on and I'm going to start boiling a pot of water for the spaghetti right now. Okay, the sauce is all done. I have a pot boiling on the stove with spaghetti in it. So I'm just going to serve this with the spaghetti for now. And after dinner, after I am rejuvenated for my spaghetti dinner, I'm going to start working on eggplant parmesan and meatballs that we could add to this meal tomorrow. If you stayed this long, I really appreciate it.